All right. 3, 2, 1.
Sup, bros?
Sup, bros? And we're back at it with another podcast.
Another
This is
podcast.
Third podcast? Yeah. And as you can tell, we have changed the scenery.
New setup.
It's a new setup.
New setup. Yep. Yeah.
How do you feel about the new setup? Because it's pretty much what we want to talk about, really.
Yeah, it's going to be the main point.
This is my house. I'm renting this off my parents, but still my space. And then you've just moved in.
Yep, I've moved in. So it's going to be a lot easier to record content now, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we've tried to do a fair bit of recording over the last few days. We've got a few gaming videos recorded and edited. Uploaded, which was the Fall Guys, which was fun.
That was
we
good.
did record a second one where we got to 2 finals in a row.
Yep.
Which was good content.
That was.
And then we tried to record a thing, Ewan's idea last night. Did you want to elaborate on that one?
Well, it didn't really work, but
we tried the late night recording because we thought it would be a good idea, and we both sputtered out.
Yeah, because originally we had to record a video, so we recorded. Connor firstly didn't record the camera.
Our face.
So getting our reactions. Didn't get that.
We caught on to that early, which was lucky,
Yeah.
because the camera shuts off after 5 minutes of not recording. So then it shut off and we were like, oh no. But luckily it was only the intro cinematic.
Yeah, so it was like 5 minutes. But then, turns out I wasn't recording the gameplay.
So we've just got like, I don't know, it was a fair decent amount of time.
I think it was
50 minutes or something at least.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Just our faces. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think it was that long.
Yeah, we didn't get very far.
No.
We weren't moving very fast.
Oh, yeah, no. It was pretty not content.
Yeah, we were probably going to have to cut a lot of that, but that's fine. Anyway,
so
the details of the idea, because we're just given no context.
So we are doing Spooktober, which means we're going to be uploading scary video games, getting our reactions, that sort of thing. So that's going to be happening throughout the month of October.
Spooktober.
So yeah.
That's exciting. I'm very keen for that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the games that you've said that we're gonna, or you've listed anyway, are pretty scary.
Yeah, they are. So, we've played a little bit of Alien Isolation. That was going to be the first one, but didn't record anything. So, it's probably either going to be...
startup YouTube problems.
Yeah. Complete amateur hour. So, that'll be happening throughout the month. So, I've got a bunch of scary games that we're going to upload and play. So we're not going to continuously play one. It's just going to be a few different scary games, just hopefully, mix it up.
Hopefully get the good scary parts of most games.
Yeah.
That's the idea anyway.
That's the idea. So hopefully that'll work. Pretty excited for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, even the fail last night wasn't really a fail. We had a look at a lot of the setup stuff for what we want to do, and it's perfect. So... doing having your LED light bar just beneath the computer monitor, and then setting really different color for the different moods or the different games. That's a really good idea. I really like that, because we were playing Alien Isolation, and if you've seen the movie poster, it's black and green, fluoro green, neon green. And the LED light bar had that perfect green for us, and it just lit up the whole sort of screen, which was good.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my idea. Other YouTubers have done it, like Jacksepticeye. He does that Spooktober sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we might be doing a bit of indie games that. So
a bit more storytelling.
Thriller
or whatever.
There's a few short ones. So.
Yeah, so we can play through them. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Thing that came to mind was the discovery that we had of the Fall Guys being a horror game. Like, we were in our Steam library looking at all the horror games, and then just happened to see Fall Guys there. We were like, what?
What is that? Like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Like, it says horror under Fall Guys, and that is clearly not a scary game. And then I told Connaire that the anatomy of the Fall Guy, I showed him that, and he was like, what am I looking at? This is horrifying.
So we'll pop that in the middle of the screen now, just to show you guys how freaking horrifying it is, because I was dumbstruck with the anatomy of the Fall Guys.
Yep.
And was pretty scared.
Yeah, so, I mean, it makes sense now.
So there might be a game theory eventually that comes out that says it's
a horror game.
Truly terrifying game.
Yeah.
Which would be fun to theorize about. Matt Pat, get on that if you're watching this.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because he's totally watching this.
He's totally watching this.
Yes, but his food theories have been quite good.
Yeah, I just watched the Hot Ones. That was.
Oh, I have not watched the Hot Ones. Is that about? What is that about?
It's just like, so it's him talking about like different remedies to stop the spice.
Right.
And then they do like a little test.
That I need to watch that video. That
good.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So, and it's him and his girlfriend just like eating Hot Ones, like because they have the last dab.
Yeah. Right.
So they're just like, yeah, we'll test this, and then they're just like, oh, it's really spicy, and then they do that, and they're like, oh, actually kind of worked, but
it's still really spicy.
Yeah, overwhelmingly spicy, because it's like 3 million Scoville units or some dumb stuff like that.
That would be a fun video thing to do. Yeah. But I would write off the rest of the day.
Oh yeah.
If we did it in the morning, the rest of the day would just be trying to cool down my mouth.
Recovery would be the whole day. Just book off work.
It would be fun to do with like a group of mates. Just have do a bunch of hot wings with each of the sauces, and then just do a big reaction of
that'd be pretty
doing
funny.
The hot wing.
Imagine like a roulette sort of thing. So there's like 10 normal, like mild spicy, and then one really spicy one.
The last dab ones. Oh boy.
That would be
funny. Oh, you'd be able to tell the color difference though, surely.
Oh, maybe you have to like close your eyes.
Ooh, blind.
So you don't know.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
You'd just be like,
oh, no. I feel like you wouldn't be able to tell for like the first like 2 seconds, and then it would just like
hit you in the face.
That'd be insane. So, Spooktober, that's gonna be the month. Maybe try and increase our editing and the spookiness, but I'm not sure how to do that.
Our editing skills are not very good. They're very basic.
Because we just started.
Yeah, we're just self-teaching ourselves, and I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But I've quite enjoyed learning how to edit.
Yeah.
But I know there would be lots and lots and lots of people out there would just be so good at it in comparison to me.
Oh, well, yeah.
They would just have like the knack for it.
Yeah.
The editing for me isn't something that comes naturally.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That's like, it's kind of, I can get like the visual sort of like in my brain, have the ideas for it.
Yeah, because I reckon that comes from watching a lot of YouTube content.
Yeah.
Like we both we're avid watchers of YouTube content, so we can pick similarities that the looks of what looks good. Yeah. But then actually getting to that goal.
Yeah, actually knowing how to edit that into the video, it's just like, where is everything?
Or it's there's like, I know there's shortcuts for things, but I haven't memorized them, so I'll just do things in dumb ways just to double check what I've done and just be like, yeah, that works. And then just undo. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you should be right. Yeah, that's quite. It's an interesting new skill to learn, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, because it's brings in, like, for me personally, I don't have very much visual sort of creativity skills. Yeah. Like, not a very good drawer. Yeah. Not a very good painter. I can like I'm good at visualizing and stuff like that, but not
seeing it in your brain.
Yeah,
but
it's vivid in my brain, but then putting it onto something that I can express to other people. No skills whatsoever.
Yeah.
Much better at describing something and getting someone on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Via communication, rather than being like, I can't communicate, I'm just gonna draw it. Like, that's not me.
Yeah. Okay. I can.
You then what? Are you gonna whip out your
My
octopus?
Look, that's what it looked like. Right? That's like
A
my
little
brain.
Cartoon octopus, and then just with huge eyes.
Yeah. All right. I will get it up. So I went for a night dive at Port Ongar Jetty.
And saw an octopus.
Saw an octopus.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah. So, and I found a video, and I'll put another like picture of what it sort of looked like. Pretty sure it's not the same species, but because we thought it was an octopus, but the one on the video is a squid.
So it could be a squid.
So it could be squid. It could be. We couldn't really identify it because it was a little baby. It was adorable.
How big was it? Like that big?
Yeah.
Like that big.
Yeah, it was like that big.
Wow,
like,
that's pretty much the size of a 50
Yeah,
cent
that's
piece.
like to scale.
Yeah.
And he buried himself. It was adorable.
He's like, oh, everyone's looking at me. I'm self-conscious.
Yeah, and then his eyes were like out of the sand, and he was just buried. It was so cute. That literally made the night dive because the conditions were hectic.
Like
there was such a strong
currents and stuff. Yeah.
We literally just went. So we got lost a little bit, and then the instructor was just like surface, and then went back down and was like, "We're gonna go that way." So we just boosted that way, and then that was away from the jetty. So she was like, "Oh yeah, we got to surface again," and then we surfaced, and then I look around, I was like, "Where are we?" And I look behind me, the jetty's like 50 to 100 meters away.
Good.
And we were just like paddling back.
Yeah, nice.
So that was, but like seeing the octopus,
seeing stuff like that would make all of the problems worth it.
Oh yeah, like that just made my night, to be honest.
100%.
It was great.
But yeah, so I wanted to talk about my new video ideas, but more or less, I think I mentioned it to you before, about all the stuff like talking about videos or doing a video where I talk about things that have helped my life and bring structure and all that sort of stuff, like outside of, I don't know, uni, or even just talk about different things where you don't necessarily sit there to just consume the content.
Yeah. It's
something that you might want to actually listen to and take notes, or not necessarily take notes, but just
remember. Yeah,
remember certain aspects, or even if you hear, like, I do intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've found, for me personally, works really well for maintaining the same weight, same energy level throughout the day, sort of thing. And for other people that maybe haven't done intermittent fasting but are interested, might want to know a little bit more about it, and then I can talk about the pluses and the minuses and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people in my life get aspects of that, me talking about different things.
Yeah.
Like I go, oh, this really helps me, or this really helps me when you're in a conversation with someone. But then
I would get like a part of like what you're trying to say.
Yeah. But I want to sort of, I don't know, get it out there a little bit more of all of the good things that you can do to help yourself. And it's obviously going to be different for everyone. So it'll be with what you resonate with is what you consume.
Yeah, and what you take on.
Yeah, because I talk to my cousin Beth about fasting. Yeah. She goes, nope. And it's like, well, okay.
Fair. Trying
to then talk more about that.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea, because you've already lost them if they're like, no. So, the first video that I think I'm going to do it's probably going to be record tomorrow or sometime, is just like, I think it's really, really, really important to get a balance in your life rather than highly focus on one area, if that makes sense. Like,
so having like a general steadiness to everything rather than being like really good at one thing. So if you're dieting and you were just like really good at dieting, but then like your sleep and your other shit was like trash.
Yeah, no exercise, sleep is trash. There's no like other practices.
But you're really good at dieting.
Yeah, like 7 days a week, you don't cheat your diet. Like, that's fantastic. But then if you're not sleeping 8 hours a day, then all the hard work that you do for your diet,
it's just kind of
pointless. It gets lost in translation. So the first video that I want to talk about is the balance aspect of how I try to balance my life and how helpful that is for how I operate in the world and all that sort of stuff. And that from there will branch into like then different aspects of balancing. Sort of like, because I do a lot of yoga. I've now started to introduce daily meditation. That's something that has taken a little bit to get that habit going. And journaling, like writing things down like every day and all that sort of stuff, like leading into what specifically is helpful and what specifically is like what I find hard with those types of things. And it's obviously going to be different for everyone, so it'll be more of a sort of open discussion. I would love to get like feedback of from other people, just being like, journaling, that's something that I really find that there's quite a lot of value in that, but I get different value from you. So for me, it's about getting like committing sort of to memory what I actually think about things, instead of like fluctuating on views, going like, I 100% think of this view or something like that. But it takes you actually writing about a topic
to get
consistently to get you to look at your view and go, that's my view. Or but at the same time, a lot of new information's coming out to contradict a lot of the cultural views that are happening at the moment. So,
well, like a few things that I've seen is just like we're getting more information about other worlds and like aliens, like. Because, like, I've kind of been like, it's a very high probability that aliens exist within the universe. But, like, now we're just getting, like, stacking, like, little bits of evidence, like, how there's water on Mars, or, like,
And, like, interesting you say that, because it's frozen water on the poles of Mars.
So it's frozen.
So it's frozen, but there's subterranean waters, like oceans, under the ice caps. So and then I've got this geology assignment that I'm doing at the moment, which is about specific epochs in Earth's history. And Earth once was a big snowball. Where both the poles had glaciated over pretty much the entire Earth. But life still persisted.
So
somehow, so it's like, if
Earth could do that,
if Earth can do that, then the probability is that Mars can probably do that. And if the environments of the poles have been like glaciated for a certain period of time, that just might like isolate life within that environment. Like, so obviously they can't escape.
And then there's also a signal that keeps repeating like every or so years that we receive.
Really? I haven't heard that.
So that's just from space. It's just a consistent signal every, like, I think it's like 7 years.
We just get like a blip or something, like a beep.
That's insane.
That's whack.
That's insane. Like, how is that not aliens? So it's just like stacking evidence that there's like life.
Yes, it's going to be overwhelming, I think, the rate of change across humanity. So if you think about how much stuff has changed within our lifetimes, and then you compare that to, say, our granddad's lifetime, there's going to be more exponential change in our lifetime than there was in his lifetime.
Yeah, because like his was what I was gonna say the Industrial Revolution, but that was before him.
Yeah. No, a lot of the wars. He was just alive during a lot of the wars.
Yeah, where we're sort of chill on the wars now, but like everyone still hates each other. But like it's kind of like
yeah, there's like world peace has probably been at its best, but the way it's moving is in the opposite direction of that. Because everyone's polarizing. Everyone's like, this is my view and I'm not going to think of anything otherwise.
Yeah. So, but then we've got people like Elon Musk that are just like, if we just work together, use our brains.
Fuck up about all the dumb problems.
Use our brains, we could get into space very quickly.
Yeah, big brain.
Big brain.
If we use all
like
of our
colonizing
big brains.
Mars is within our lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
To think about, but...
Because I was just like, oh, we're not even going to be able to like colonize the moon when I was just like younger. I was just like, oh, the moon is like very far away. But then Elon Musk is out here just like, yep, let's colonize Mars now.
Yep, let's do it. Let's fast track this thing so we get it done in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, because if
and
you
then
think
his
about
neural link as well is insane.
Yep, that's just going to elevate the human.
Like, instead of having a phone that you interact with your brain.
Yeah, which is
connected to the internet.
Yeah. And then I don't even know just like how that's going to work.
And the amount of health benefits.
Yeah.
Rather than the actual, because it's apparently supposed to help with like Alzheimer's and neural degenerative diseases.
Yeah, damn. That's
which
sick.
Is like, what do you mean? Like you plug some fucking wires, some neurons into your brain from a little keyhole surgery, and then no more Alzheimer's.
Yeah. That's insane.
No more Parkinson's. No more like paralyzing.
Yeah.
Like illnesses.
And then just technology is just getting smaller and smaller. It's just making things a lot easier.
Yeah. What do you reckon? In our lifetime, we'll have like, nanobots and stuff?
Oh, we probably already do. But like the government's just like, shh.
Don't talk about the nanobots.
Yeah. So that sort of thing is kind of very interesting. Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
This was kind of more of an update video, and then we kind of just went along with it.
Yeah, just going with the flow. We don't have any cue notes or anything, so we're just running with it. I don't know. I have a question about what you think of spirituality as, because I've had a fair few experiences which provide me with a fair bit of experiential knowledge in that space. That's with the assistance of psychedelics.
Yeah.
Don't advocate for anyone to take it. This is my own personal take on it. Anyway, it is provided a lot of meaningful experiences for me, but also I don't recommend it for people who
don't want to
or aren't ready,
or
lie to themselves and they think they're ready and that they're using it as an escape or something like that.
Yeah,
problematic use.
Yeah,
I'm not about recommending it to everyone because it's probably going to lead to more problematic use than beneficial use.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Because essentially you have to be very strong psychologically and mentally. And I think a lot of my experiences before doing psychedelics provided me with framework to make sure I'm stable throughout the experience. Yeah. So doing a lot of physical activity prior. Yeah. So because I think it's more analogous, the psychedelic experience when you're under a lot of pressure in that. Yeah. It's like the psychological experience when you've hit the wall. Yeah. When you're exercising. Yeah. Okay. If that makes sense.
I can see that.
So yeah, I think it would be very valuable for the average person if they have that experience more regularly than other people,
Yeah.
they're probably going to do a little bit better in the psychedelic experience because you can have a lot of things that overwhelm you, but if you can bring yourself back to something simple like your breath or your attention with your mind or something like that, you can forget a lot of the things and surrender to the experience, because that's kind of what hitting the wall is as well, is your mind's telling your body to stop, but if you just surrender to the exercise, then your body keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, yeah.
But do you need psychedelics to do that? Or could you do it just through heavy meditation? Well, not heavy, but like if you like absolutely just like nail meditation, like say
so
Shaolin monks, how they just meditate for like just days, and just fully just experience,
go internal. So there's a lot of evidence that you can have those types of psychedelic and or spiritual religious experiences through fasting, through meditating, through tantric yoga practices, through those things. But psychedelics basically speed lines that because all of those other practices
take a while to
decades and then even you can do those practices, but then depending on how you're going about those practices,
if you're doing
exactly, like if you do yoga for 20 years but you've been doing it incorrectly the whole time,
you're not going to get anywhere.
You're not going to have those types of like out of I am one with the universe type of experiences. But then if you have the right teacher and the right mindset and mentality going into them, then you can for sure. 100%. It's documented. There's heaps of evidence for it. So, and those types of experiences where you have like a download of knowledge and it's like it's a completely different understanding of cliches, the way that I like to think about it, because the realizations that you get are all cliches because you've heard them and you know them. Like even if you've heard them before, so like everything happens for a reason. Everyone's heard that before. But from having these types of waking up experiences, there's a body knowing. Like there's an internal, it's in every part of my body that I know this now, if that makes sense. And that is incredibly powerful in comparison, because like mum and dad have always told us everything happens for a reason. And so we kind of just go, okay. Our parents told us that. So like, that makes sense. It makes sense. Like if they believe that, then you're probably going to believe it, sort of thing. But then having a few psychedelic experiences, that realization, well, to be honest, that realization hit me before I investigated in psychedelics. Which was kind of crazy.
That'd been pretty cool.
So like, cause I smoke weed, which is a psychedelic, like
in a way.
It can, and it has for me triggered a waking up satori experience where I had a download, a realization of all these things. I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? Sort of like just unmistakable, undeniable experience. And then having that experience, I was like, whoa, how do I do that again? And then the cheat way, well, not cheat way, but a different way, a slightly easier way for me personally, is taking psychedelics and then doing one of those practices, like meditating or journaling or yoga or something, or being mindful. Then that sort of, it's a catalyst for those experiences for me. So then I've had plenty more of those experiences. But then on the flip side of that, what could have happened with me is, had that waking up experience, decided to investigate in psychedelics and then not fully respect it and get lost in it.
I could say that.
And like I'm don't think I have gotten lost in that space, which is good.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people can get lost.
Yeah.
And do get lost.
Yeah.
So you've got to tread the waters lightly. But in saying that, I had no interest in trying that experience without having that waking up experience.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty like, I feel like for me, my opinion is that you don't need any sort of drugs or that sort of thing to be balanced or know what you need to do in life, have those realizing moments. Because sometimes you can have those realizing moments by something happening to you just in your everyday life. But that relies on that happening. What you're saying is that in order to have that full realization of like something happening, you can kind of see that through or feel that through your experience with psychedelics. So if you have that experience, then you go, all right, I now know that with every fiber of my body. But that could also happen, say, in a certain situation where
a near-death experience or something like that.
Yeah. Or you just have a really like click moment, and you just go, oh, well, now I know because of this happening. I know with every fiber of my body that for some reason, like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm very don't really have much experience with spirituality. I feel like just having a connection between like my brain and my body is just like good enough for me.
Yeah.
Because I know like you need I'm very avid for having fun.
Yeah.
And that is my main that's my main thing. I like to have fun. Like I do things that I enjoy to have fun. And I prioritize things that are fun to the things that are not fun.
Yeah.
That's just me. Sometimes that is bad because
you take the easy way out.
I go, oh, I'd rather go to this party than do this assignment.
Yeah.
But if I do like half the assignment before, then I can be like, all right, if I go to this party, then I can do the assignment later. So having the balance between I want to have fun and I need to like prioritize things. So in that case, I would do my best to like say finish the assignment. But there's been situations where I've left the assignment to the last minute, and I'm just like,
now I had too much fun. Now I've got to work my ass off.
Yeah. So, and then I probably didn't really do that again. Because that would be one of those moments where I've had that realization that if you have too much fun and leave it to the last minute, you're going to regret it.
Yeah.
So you could have that experience psychedelically and just know that before that happens. That if you have too much fun before doing something important, that can lead to a bad.
I think that is a great point, but I'm going to juxtapose it by saying you're very lucky to have your, I don't know, experiences through growing up that give you a stable base. So then those types of situations and or decisions don't completely cripple you.
Yeah.
Where you take the average Joe whose parents are split, who's in a middle income family or whatever, all these other different types of experiences that leave trauma within someone. Yeah. So everyone's probably more inclined to have fun than work hard. Yeah. That's probably the average thing. So then instead of having those experiences where, oh, fuck, I've had too much fun, now I've got to balance it and work a bit more, like a lot of the people that have had extra trauma in comparison to you would probably more likely to lean towards the fun side because they go, I've had so much pain, so much suffering, or whatever you tell yourself that I'm going to give myself a break and go for the easy side.
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah. So I do meditate occasionally. That I do meditate when I feel like I've a build up of stress.
Yeah.
But not to the point where... So usually I pretty much know now that like when I'm stressed or when I'm going to be stressed.
Yeah. I would say something that I've noticed with you is you don't necessarily hold on to a lot of things either. Where other people would like to cling on to things and be like, this is my trauma.
Yeah.
This is my baggage. I'm gonna carry this forever.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have that. That's that. But then again, that's probably we're very lucky in our development where we've had those experiences where it's been okay to, I don't know, like learn from. Yeah. And we've had smart enough parents to give us the learning experiences that we've needed to have that clarity. Yeah. So when we get into those situations that we can make the right decision rather than the self-deprecating decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So I would say I'm not too much, I'm not a hard believer of spirituality. I'm kind of, I don't know what my views are in terms of like...
You haven't really explored it though, to be honest. True. Because for me, I was very content with having that mind-body. I think that's very important, and that's something that we've gotten from our parents and gotten from sport and all that sort of stuff. The mind-body connection, very, very important. Yeah. But now, from my experiences that I've had, it's introduced the other element, which is mind, body, spirit. Yeah. So then when I woke up, sort of had that experience where I'm like, okay, I've got this mind, body connection, and it's gotten to the point where it's then moved up. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like you've got body, mind, spirit. Yeah. So then it was my body and my mind waking up to my spirit. Yeah. And then that changed my whole... It didn't necessarily change me particularly as a person, but it changed my whole view of the world, which then affected my decision making from then on. Yeah. Because then I got extremely curious because of our experiences, we've got a pretty good knowledge of the mind body. Yeah. Yeah. And we study the sciences, so it's like we work our mind in that regard, and then our body, we play a lot of sport, work that in that regard. So and then when I woke up to my spirit, I was like extra curious about it, if that makes sense. I was just devouring knowledge on it, because I was just like, I'm plodding away on these two things, but I've probably because I have neglected that spirit, those have developed to a point where now I need to catch my spirit up. Yeah, okay. If that makes sense, because everything kind of develops, like every intelligence, every aspect of your life, if you put focus and attention into it will develop. Yeah. And now with that experience, I'm like, it's blatantly obvious, I guess, that I haven't necessarily developed my spirit too much. So then it's just like, it's lagging behind a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And I think as well with the spirit connection, it gives you that, like your compass, your direction of where you are looking to go in life.
See, I could definitely see if you're more spiritually connected that you do have a good compass,
a good grounding,
good grounding in where you're gonna go. Yeah. But I know exactly where I want to go, and I've, with my mind and body, have been like, I want to be a marine biologist. I want to do this. I want to study sharks. I don't know where I got that from.
Is that the spirit?
I don't know. Yeah. But because I explored probably in like year 10 and 11 what I was interested in. I was always interested in animals just through my whole life. Like I loved dinosaurs, loved animals, that sort of thing. Wanted to be a zookeeper when I was younger, that sort of thing. And then so through probably like year 10, 11, I was kind of like, I was more in the physical type of like I was interested in that. So like sports, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be a
Physiotherapist,
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, that sounds pretty cool. And then I think it was year 11 and 12. I was kind of thought about it. I was like, I love the beach and I love animals. Like, why would I not want to do something that
it's around that
involves that?
Yeah.
And then it was like marine biologist. I was like, all right, done. And I've just been like full steam ahead. From that point.
Yeah.
And I haven't had any doubt. But I've also had a lot of concrete things that I've just been like, this is what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
For example, that octopus. Like, seeing that, I was like, I don't have to be a marine biologist to do that. But now that I'm like, know all the things about marine biology and all the animals, I'm just like, that little octopus just gave me like just this shining light. Just like, that is like magnum opus, that little octopus. Has just been like, yep, you love this, why would you not do that with your life?
Yeah. That's, yes, pretty much what I can see as well from you. You're very, very set on that. Something that came to mind while you were talking about it, though, it is something called integral theory, because it's this philosophy on basically what I was saying before, how everything develops if you put time, like you focus and your time into it, sort of thing. And funny that you mentioned that, like, sort of earlier on in your high school, that you were focused on the physical and you wanted to be sort of physiotherapist. So that makes me think of integral theory in the regard of, through that stage of development, you may have been sort of more of in an egocentric state where you're only sort of thinking of yourself. Your experiences are very physical, and that's just because of the stage of the development that you were at. And then you move from that egocentric, which is obviously yourself, focusing on yourself, to then moving out of that stage of development, but still including it. So you focus on yourself, but then also with making you your best self, you then can focus on making the world its best self. So then you move to a world-centric view,
which was marine biology, which I would love to help
the environment and preserving animals. And then so that stage of development moves into the rational and the postmodern, which is the scientific, and then the sort of like culturescape, sort of the postmodern, which was the deep dissecting of all the cultural things, because it's only been in the last sort of, I don't know, 300-400 years we've been able to identify that the culture is basically what shapes a lot of human behavior, not necessarily our actual decision making. If that makes sense.
I can see that. And
then so you've got your rational and postmodern, which are both world-centric views. So the science, a lot of the science, like trees, like your biology, chemistry, physics, when they emerged, that's when the rational mind started emerging in humanity. So then you get like Isaac Newton, all those world famous
that wanted to better the world.
So they had that world-centric view. And then you've got and then moving a couple of hundred years on from that, then you've got the postmodern, which wants to take down all of the, like, make everyone equal, because obviously science pretty much
allows that.
Well, no, it allows it, but also science differentiates everyone, like puts everyone in single sort of things. Like, if science was the worldview that we'd have, physics and chemistry are separate. But really, they're not.
They're very similar.
They're very much one in the same. Like, one, if you understand one, you will have a lot of information to understand another one. But and then moving from the postmodern into now what is called integral. So it's looking at the whole sort of each stage of development, and then having a sort of value for all of it, and a place for all of it as well. So you move through the stages of development. There's not like you can skip a stage. It's not like you can go from the rational science stage to include everything.
Yeah.
It's like you need to then identify that all the culture affects everyone, and then you need to then look at everything and how each level affects each different aspect of people, because a lot of the people at the moment are still in like the religious mythic stages where they're not necessarily thinking about the world in a world view scape. Like if you as an individual were averaged out in the population, you're at a worldview state. A lot of the policies that would be detrimental to the environment or excluding animals or causing extinctions and all that sort of stuff would not get through.
No.
If the average person had your world view.
Yeah.
So at the moment, with the world, we've got a fucking egocentric worldview where it's all about me.
Yeah, like I want to earn money. I want to be a stable income.
Yeah, I want to consume all this content because it's all about me, and it's not about the repercussions of sitting in front of the TV and watching 40 hours of Netflix. Like within a week or whatever. Like
and not doing anything.
And not doing anything with your life. Like
Okay. Yeah, I could. Yeah. So.
I think you would. Yeah, I think you would. It's a very interesting philosophy on the world, and I think it's very important for people to understand it.
Yeah. Okay.
Not necessarily like I've integrated that because I want to be an effective communicator in the regard of how people are operating in the world, because a lot of the time people are oblivious to how they're doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I kind of have this superpower where I can see below the layers of how people are operating, and I can kind of see the intention behind the behavior before the other person is aware of it sometimes. Like, say someone's drinking a little bit too much, they wouldn't necessarily be aware of it, but I can see it, and I can notice it, and I can kind of feel it when there's something not right with other people, and I'm like, you're using this behavior to bring yourself back when it's self-deprecating. And it's like, I can notice a lot of those behaviors before other people do.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've taken to learn that philosophy to talk to other people about their behaviors and all that sort of stuff, because it's a better way to communicate with people, because you're not attacking people.
Yeah.
You're going like, this is a stage of development that you're in. And you can be aware of it and then move out of it. But if you're not aware of it, you can't move out of it.
Yeah.
If you're in the same headspace that you were in when you caused the problem or caused the behavior, and you're still in that headspace, you're not going to get out of that.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, oh, okay, well, I need to fix that behavior.
Exactly. Unless you're in a different state of mind.
Yeah, which you're probably not going to be.
No. If you're continuing the same behaviors daily.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It perpetuates that same state of mind.
Yeah.
Which is the victim me mentality, which is currently kind of what the world is at the moment.
Yeah.
There's only a certain percentage of the population that's moved beyond that.
Yeah.
And even then, moving into the rational and the scientific, there's a lot of things with the scientific worldview that exclude a lot of people. Like if you look at scientific research papers on intelligence tests, like IQ tests, you don't want to look at those numbers. They're very racist. Yeah. And like obviously everyone is an individual, and it's a complex idea for IQ, but a lot of the sciences are very excluding in that regard, because that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It takes all the individual parts and then looks at them with a microscope. And then developing past that, the problem is it's flipped. So instead of taking all the individual parts and looking at it through a microscope, it just lumps everything together. So the postmodern view is sort of like, oh, you're a white male, that means you are sexist, racist, all that sort of, like, it lumps you together. It doesn't provide you with any individuality, where then you need to move on past that and go, there's a place for everything where you, depending on your stage of development, you will lean towards either being more individualistic or more group orientated or more tribalistic or more, if you want to be a good person, you have to believe in God or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I feel, I wouldn't say I'm a firm believer of karma. Because there's a lot of people that act very, like, selfishly and don't care about other people. And they can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's just, like, where's the karma? But then, like, I have a feeling of, like, I have to... Well, not have to, but, like, it is beneficial for me to be nice to people. And be kind. And do things for people that are, like, have shown that sort of thing. Which is sort of like believing in like karma, but also not.
Yeah, well, the way that I like to think about helping other people is, even if you take it down to the most rational point, which is probably the lowest that you could take it, the most rational point is that if you're living your best life, you're in the best position to provide the best whatever you provide to me.
Yeah.
Because I can't do whatever you do, and you can't do whatever I do.
Yeah.
So if you are the best person that you are, and I'm the best person that I am, the best outcome is going to be achieved. Yeah. And selfishly, I would prefer the best outcome to be achieved.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it rationally, it's actually better for you to be not selfish.
Yeah. But
that doesn't happen.
No. Yeah. So I feel like we've gone on a bit of a tangent here, and I feel like we should probably...
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah. That was a good tangent. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting
But a lot of those types of topics is what I would like to just sit down and talk to people about. That's just like, I've found this is really helpful. It's like integral theory. Very helpful for me because I'm very interested in psychology and all that sort of stuff. And that has been one of the things that I would talk to someone for quite a long time about.
Yeah. Well, that's why we have the podcast.
Hey.
All right.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
If you've made it through to this end, this end of the video.
Like and subscribe.
If you haven't already. Yeah, that'll be highly appreciated.
More content.
Fresh, spooky.
Yeah, we're going to do a bunch of scary videos. Yeah, so...
Yeah, good podcast. All right, thanks, guys. Catch ya.
Year 10.
Oi, Neo. Stop it. We're recording.
No.
It was just the wind.
Goodbye. Anyway, I'll cut that out. Yeah.